Start streaming in 3, 2, 1. And I believe we are live.
Oh my.
Welcome to Midfall Speedball.
Hey everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. Alright. Sweet. I hope everything looks great. Let me know if there's any problems with the game or anything like that. Yeah, so this is Midfall Speedball. Today and tomorrow, speedrunning marathon here. You can join us live in South St. Paul, Minnesota, if you're in the area, by the way.
Yeah, at Level Up Games in South St. Paul, Minnesota. And of course, if you're watching from home, you can donate through our Extra Life page.
Yeah, there's links below the stream for that.
Yep, and of course, on the bottom sidebar, I have the upcoming donation incentives. There's one for this one right now. You can make him play 5 Finger Fillet for $20.
Yeah, this game will be Full Throttle Remastered, a remaster of a classic LucasArts adventure game, Full Throttle, which was for DOS. I'm Prolix. I'll be your runner for this one. Thanks so much. Since I'll probably come in underestimate by a bit, I'm going to take a minute to explain the storyline now because I'm horrible at talking while running and nobody else really knows the game, so I'll just walk you through that. You play as Ben Throttle. He's the leader of a biker gang called the Polecats in a sort of near future post-apocalyptic world, kind of Mad Max-like. There's a motorcycle manufacturer run by a guy named Malcolm Corley who runs into Ben and his gang. He wants them to escort him to his next shareholder meeting. He seems like a nice guy, but Ben and his friends are like, no, we're not for hire. So unfortunately, Malcolm Corley has a bad second-in-command named Adrian Ripberger, voiced by Mark Hamill, by the way. And Adrian and a few henchmen want to get rid of Malcolm Corley, take over the company for themselves. And so they set Ben up to take the fall for Malcolm Corley's murder, and the adventure goes from there. So, ready on the timer?
That's right.
You let me know, and I'll be firing it up whenever you'd like.
Live split, please. Alright, I believe we are good.
Okay.
Give me a countdown.
Yeah, I'll start it up in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
So the main speed tech in Full Throttle Remaster is built-in skip cutscene and skip dialogue keys. So, and the best part is a lot of minor animations in the game also count as a cutscene. So like getting on and off of Ben's bike and stuff like that, you never see it. You can just jump right past it. What else can you do? You can double click biker here. Again, it's post-apocalyptic. It's a rough future. He was a member of a rival biker gang called the Rottweilers. And they're not very good dudes.
I'm not putting my lip.
The Polecats are like the best of the biker gangs, the nicest people. There's also a gang called the Vultures, which will come into play later. And then probably the oddest biker gang is known as the Cavefish, and they're known to hijack semi-trucks, which also comes into play in the plot. Okay, so what you missed was Ben's bike getting sabotaged and him waking up in a dumpster, as one does. And now he's stuck in the town of Melonweed, trying to get his bike repaired. So this friendly mechanic named Maureen, who we see there momentarily, is going to help him put his bike back together. So the first main puzzle section here is just running around Melonweed, getting all the parts we need, doing everything to get his bike back together. Which is, she needs the blowtorch that I just got from a guy named Big Todd, who I knocked out. Big Todd runs a junkyard, he borrowed it and never gave it back. So we were repossessing her blowtorch, and now we're getting some gasoline. Instead of stealing it from the giant tower, I'm just going to siphon it from the police hovercraft here. I set off the alarm when I tried to get gas and they came running, so let's take their gas. They're not going to be happy about that. And then there's just one more spare part I need from Big Todd's junkyard. And to get around that, I'm going to have to deal with Little Todd, who's his dog. So I'm just going to get the junkyard dog out of our way, and we'll be done with Melonweed. We'll be on with the game.
Commentator, top of it. Yo! I don't know what to say. Just run our game.
So now I'm putting as ones want to do, I'm putting meat into a car to bait the dog into it, and then I'm going to lift the car with an electromagnet, you know, because this is just what you do. This is how you solve puzzles in this game. Okay, so while I continue clicking through the end of Melonweed, and I have a little time, I'll update you guys on the story. So Adrian Ripburger is going to knock off Malcolm Corley here pretty soon. He also tricks Ben's gang into thinking that Ben went ahead of them, and meanwhile Ben's trying to catch up and make it to the shareholder meeting. What else happens? Luckily, a reporter catches the murder in progress, takes some photos of it. She's the same reporter who's hanging outside of Maureen's. You might have seen her for a split second. And here she gives us incriminating photographs, or at least the negatives, of the murder of Malcolm Corley. So we also have a fake ID, which I'm going to give to this trucker, and he's going to help me get out of town through the police roadblocks because, you know, I had a fake ID. The problem for the trucker is that the trucker gets assaulted by the cavefish. Here's what's left of his truck. Just the trailer here crashed on the road. The cavefish like blew him off the road right when he was going over a bridge, over a gorge that I need to cross to get to the shareholder meeting. So now we're stuck on one side of the Cuyahoga Gorge. We got to get to the other side. And that's the next major puzzle section, is figuring out how to jump the gorge. So you find out from puzzles that a stuntman in the past, sort of an Evel Knievel type named Ricky Meyer, and he once made the Cuyahoga Gorge jump. And he did it on a modified bike that had a hover fan. He used a stunt ramp, of course. And then he had an item called a pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster. So we're going to go get a hover fan right now, and then I'm going to do some other stuff to get a pre-regulation destroyer class solid fuel recoil booster and find his ramp. The problem with the ramp is it was taken by the cavefish, so I'm going to have to get into the cavefish's secret base. Here's the hover fan. What I did there was I caused a car accident by tipping over a trailer full of fertilizer. This is the henchman's car though, so it's okay. Like, it's cool to wreck them. And so it's very Back to the Future type of moment there, causing a car wreck of bad guys with fertilizer. And now I'll be entering the huge RNG portion of the run. So I mean, if you've got them, like, throw up your bless RNGs and whatnot. Pray to any deity you may or may not believe in. So we're going to go through some bike encounters here and some fights. First encounter is always Father Torque, and then it's random from there on. I think there's some seeding to it, you know, it's time-based or something like that, because I get this fight often, you know, after Father Torque, but yeah, I honestly don't know. I don't know if anyone's looked into it. So I'm going to beat this guy up to take his weapon, which is a chain. That's very useful to me. All I've got is a tire iron. The chain's not much more powerful, but the chain will let us catch the guy with the recoil booster, and otherwise he takes off. So the RNG here comes in the fights that we're presented with and whether we want them or not. Like, for instance, the biker I skipped back there, and here's a cavefish and I can't fight them yet, so I have to skip that fight. So I'm just gonna run around, and there's the same biker again. Just looking for encounters that I want, which not having good luck so far, you know. I accidentally skipped too far there. The road here, by hitting skip cutscene, you can jump ahead a little bit, and there's certain spawn points for the bikers. So I'm going to be stopping at those spawn points and trying to shorten this up as much as possible. There's Father Torque again. Unless you exhaust Father Torque's dialogue options, he will come back to haunt your nightmares and ruin your runs with lost time. But we don't want to do that. And there's Rottweilers. Rottweilers are, I do need one of them before the run's over, but I can't really beat them with the weapon I have right now. I need to get the chainsaw, which, oh, here's the chainsaw lady. So this red-haired lady, she has the chainsaw, which could defeat me in one hit, but her weakness is fertilizer. Because she's not wearing goggles or anything, so you throw fertilizer in her eyes, and then you take her weapon. Now that I have the best weapon in the game, I can fight pretty much anything. Here's the guy with the recoil booster, so this is good. The first time you encounter him, you can't do anything, so I just skip it right away. I need to encounter him a second time to be able to get the booster from him. So we're on something like lap 3, I think, of the old mine road now, which is really, that's pretty bad for the time. But this is kind of representative of an average, run, because there's not many times you get like a 2-lapper, although you hope for them. So here's the recoil booster guy, so we'll finally get that. We'll install it in our bike, and we'll have the hover fan and the recoil booster, and I just need to work on getting goggles from the cavefish to see the entrance to their secret cave, where I'm going to steal the ramp.
That should have a
and after that, we'll jump the gorge. We'll make it to the shareholders meeting, where we hope to clear our name and present evidence that Adrian Ripburger is the real killer. And let's see, I'm looking for a Rottweiler that we affectionately call Clambake. That's not him. I'll get to why when we find Clambake. Oh yeah, here's another one. This could be him. There's 3 Rottweilers. The guy with the brown beard there. This is Clambake, and then there's a guy with a tattoo on his head.
Clambake!
Clambake! I don't know why, but when if I were a biker, when I got hit by a chainsaw, and knocked off my bike, I'd probably yell Clambake too. I wouldn't know what okay, so I needed to kill Clambake to get his 2x4, because it's the only thing that can knock these stupid cavefish off their bikes and give me the goggles. So I'll finally be done with the old mine road after this point. Nice quick kill there. You can only hit those guys when their heads are raised because they're going over rough ground. Okay, so now I'm just going to skip the entire rest of this lap because their cave is always at the same point, and it's right at the end here. So this is all wasted time jumping through here, but I'll be done in a moment. And then we'll get the ramp, we'll make the jump, and let's talk about what happens after that. So you're going to find Maureen to try to get some help. And it turns out Maureen was the mechanic, Mo, you might remember her. She was secretly a member of the Vultures biker gang, and not only that, but she's Malcolm Corley's daughter. And she believes you killed her father as well. So you're going to have to talk your way out of that situation. And then she'll help you take down Adrian Ripburger, since she realizes he actually killed her father. So here comes the gorge jump. As soon as we get past there's some stuff happens there with the cavefish, cause a bunch of them to crash. And it's the long walk back to Ben's bike. This is a nice, boring part. His walking animations are really slow, so you try to avoid them as much as possible throughout the run. So to get to the Vulture hideout, unfortunately they've made a minefield outside of their hideout.
All right.
So we find a way around that, which is very inventive. And then after we clear to the Vulture hideout, okay, so I'm going to distract this souvenir vendor, and then I'm going to steal this battery-operated bunny that he has, and I'm going to take the bunny to the minefield. And I'm going to use the bunny with the minefield. The bunny is going to blow up on a mine. That's going to give me a battery, which I can use on the RC car that was there by the guy, and that will distract him even further. And then I can steal a box of bunnies that was behind his counter. You may have seen it. I don't know. So this is RNG on when the bunny blows up as well. That wasn't bad. 4 steps or so. I've seen it blow up immediately, though, which is pretty cool. But, we had a reasonable time there. So we're going to quickly juke out the souvenir vendor. He's at this stadium here, which is holding a demolition derby real soon. So that'll come into play later on. All right, so we get rid of his car, to get rid of him, to get the box of bunnies, and we go back to the minefield. And it's going to be time for the March of the Bunnies. Let's see. All right. So once I get to the Vulture's base and I convince them of my good intentions and I secure Mo's help in bringing Adrian Ripburger to justice and clearing my name, as well as hers, she's been framed too. we need to get into the shareholders meeting and present our evidence. So that'll be the last few puzzles of the game. So I just let all these bunnies march all over, and they blow up, you know, when they get to a certain point, and I just walk up as far as I can, and I lay down another bunny, and you just kind of march along behind them. And Ben does not want to sit off any of these boys.
I don't want to sit off.
So it's kind of whichever bunny wins the race. Oh, they both blew up. Okay, lay another bunny. I'm probably about halfway to the base right now. You only have to get up about to here on the screen before you can actually get to the base.
I don't want to sit off.
So this is another boring part that also depends a lot on RNG, where you might have like 2 bunnies clear the entire minefield for you, or you might have to lay down like 5, and that just takes more time menuing. So
I don't want to sit off.
all right, that should be enough. Nope, one more step. Okay. That's really close to the trigger point.
I don't want to sit off.
All right. So pay no attention to what's happening to Ben right now. I'm sure everything's fine. Don't worry. We'll be out of here in a second. Everything's cool. Okay. Yep, we're good. So we convinced Mo of our good intentions, and next thing you know, we're in a demolition derby because Mo and her gang decide that the best way to get the heat off of you is to fake your own death. So we go into the demolition derby. We're going to try to run into each other. Bad derby. Okay. Alright, so this orange car comes down here, and the AI makes it hide under the ramp here. There we go. And that, it stalls out when I run over it, and that's key to what to do. He needs to run over a car being driven by the henchmen to stall it out. Because the henchmen are in the derby too, and they're trying to keep me and Mo from colliding with each other and exploding our cars, which is our master plan to get our own deaths. Mo's car has an ejection seat built into it, and Ben is wearing an asbestos suit, so he can survive the fiery explosion. That's our big plan. And meanwhile, I just work this car up the ramp because the henchman's car always hangs out in this upper right corner, and just wait for the game to give me a little power assist boost there. And then we gotta do this somewhat quickly because the orange car will restart. Okay, it's going to. So you can see the blue car is being really aggressive. That's what it does.
What?
Okay. And just gotta knock the car back down here so we can get it up the ramp. Okay, a little bit more. That's plenty. Alright. So we're trying this again because the last time I jumped over it and the game just said no. Oh man. So yeah, knocking this car around in the corner is one of the harder to control portions of the game. And meanwhile, I'm sure the crashing noises are wonderful. You get used to them. Okay, so we get the orange car in position and we jump off, and you know, for some reason that time it said, yeah, I leaped over them onto the henchman's car. So now I set the stadium on fire to distract everyone, and they start evacuating. And then the henchmen try to foil me one more time, but I'm going to put them out of business for good by hopping on top of their car and then running toward the giant fireball from the car crash we had. For some reason, they follow me, and they are not wearing asbestos suits, so they're going to have a bad time. All right, and then next up, we head for Corley Motors headquarters, where the shareholders meeting is happening, and I'm going to present my evidence. So we kick this secret spot on the wall to get into a secret entrance that Mo knew about from her time as a child. We grab some more evidence from Old Man Corley's safe here.
Yeah, I've been watching it for a while.
All right, cool. And then we just gotta shut down the shareholders meeting and present our own evidence here. So we're gonna sabotage their projector, project my own thing. Okay.
What you?
And we present our evidence. Adrian gets exposed. We ride off into the sunset. Everyone's happy. Adrian gets away, and that's the end. Except Adrian got away, so all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere with a rogue semi-truck he stole and chases Ben down, crashes into our bike with me and Mo on it. Mo's nowhere to be seen. She fell under the truck. Her fate is unknown at this point and undecided. So now we try to stop the semi-truck, and then out of nowhere, the vultures come up from behind us, swallow the semi-truck into this cargo plane that they've been trying to get rolling the entire game, but I didn't talk about that, and we skipped all the cutscenes where you would have seen it. So we need to stop the cargo plane from going into the Poyohoga Gorge. So we raise the landing gear, and then we're stuck off the edge. The whole thing is about to go up in flames, so first we gotta drop Adrian Ripperger off to his doom. Alright, and then we have to get out of here before it explodes. So if you just walk out or something, it's really bad, but his bike is right here. We get on it, and time!
I stopped a little late because I didn't know.
Obligatory cool guys don't look at explosions cutscene ending. The whole semi-truck cargo plane goes up in flames, falls into the gorge. Ben makes it out of there. Cutscene memorializing Malcolm Corley. All the bikers show up. You know, there's the recoil booster guys there. He was a vulture, by the way. I never mentioned that, but he was a member of the vultures. Mo, Ben's second-in-command guy, Ben himself, and Father Torque is presiding over the ceremony here. And, you know,
An inspiration.
Ben and Mo agreed to get lunch in the cutscene, but I'll move on to if we've met the donation incentive. I will show that off.
Unfortunately, we have not.
Okay. All right. The only other thing I was possibly going to show instead of the incentive was just one thing on the showdown. When you're here with the semi-truck and the engine fan, if you happen to still have a bunny in your inventory, you can use bunny with fan and toss it to its doom. And Ben says fun. So that's worth doing. You can also toss an entire box of bunnies in there. That takes a long time, so we won't do that. But thanks so much for having me. That's Full Throttle Remastered in some amount of time, like probably an 18, I don't know, maybe 17-minute run. So
18. It's upon retiming, it would be a couple seconds faster because I stopped timer a little bit late. But.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, right around 18. That's cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's it for me. Check again below the stream links to donate, and we'll be talking about that more. So Helix will tell you all about things, but just thought I'd keep reminding everyone we're here for Extra Life, and appreciate the time and the chance to run for you.
Thank you, Prolix. Yep. Next up, we have Sleepwalker with Darkest Dungeon.